I was really scared of River. He was just this little tiny thing, but I was frightened, and I wanted to run from him. Embarrassed and ashamed to tell people because I had tried for so long to get pregnant that I felt so awful that now I finally did, and I was having such a bad experience.
What we know is that approximately up to 1 in 5 women will experience postpartum depression or a related illness.
Millions and millions and millions of women have gone through this.
I remember when I first was going through it, I went and saw the midwife who had delivered my baby, and I mentioned I just didn't feel right. And she kind of blew it off, so I kind of thought, maybe what I'm feeling isn't right.
And that 15% or less of that huge chunk of women ever find the right kind of help and are treated.
The woman really blames herself for not being good enough, for being, for being sad, for being anxious at a time when she should be happy.
I was having a really rough time, and I ended up checking into a psychiatric hospital, and that's not the right environment for people who are going through postpartum depression. This is the environment that women need.
It needs to be accessible, it needs to be comprehensive, and it needs to be the right kind of treatment. And that's what we have here at Better Beginnings.
And I think when people meet her and come into this center, they will feel a lot of love and a lot of acceptance. And that's what you really, really need.
Better Beginnings is pioneering taking care of families during the time surrounding pregnancy and postpartum. We are the first outpatient program providing these comprehensive services in the Southeast.
One of the benefits of having a specialized place like this is the realization, the mere fact that this place exists, it transmits the message that she's not the only one.
So my purpose behind founding Better Beginnings really came from a personal experience going through postpartum depression myself and not knowing where to look for help.
Having this place here is such a wonderful thing for women because they're with other women who are going through the same thing.
I want you to know that you're not alone. You're not the only parent to experience this time of life where it's not all joy.
And you're not embarrassed to tell people how you're feeling or ashamed because they're feeling that way too. Isolated, depressed, lonely.
Feeling helpless, wondering when it would end. And certainly in the midst of that, my symptoms worsening. I remember at the worst moment, started yelling at the room, my son's nursery itself, because I was upset.
For me, the tipping point was when I felt comfortable being around my son. There is life after postpartum depression. My son is almost 3. I love him. I feel the right way about him. If I could do it over, I would have just started straight with therapy and medication and consistency. Lauren, in essence, really saved my life. I was just flailing at that point. And she'll say, no, you saved your life.